Hey everyone, Al DeMarco here, General Manager of the world's largest online sports handicapping website in the world, VegasSportsAdvisors.com, and this is going to be your Tuesday video report. Remember, each and every day here on Roku and over at VegasSportsAdvisors.com, you can catch my daily video report where I give you gambling insights, betting advice, and daily free picks, all broken down with in-depth analysis. And over at VegasSportsAdvisors.com and here on Roku as well, you can also get the daily video report from Brandon Lang, who, of course, had the Hollywood movie made about his life as a professional sports handicapper, Two for the Money, starring Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino. Yes, that's his story, so you might want to check out his video report as well. For your complimentary plays today, guys, I'm going to go with Wisconsin and Georgia. Wisconsin's a 7.5 to 8-point favorite at home against Iowa, and at first glance, you would lean toward the Hawkeyes, I think, when I tell you that Wisconsin's won the last 3 games in the series, but they've been decided by a total of 13 points. Don't the Hawkeyes plus 7.5 to 8 points seem awfully attractive? But I just don't think that's the way to go. Listen, Wisconsin, forget about that loss they had at Rutgers a week and a half ago, okay? That's an asterisk game because Frank Kaminsky, their best player, didn't play. And then in the game, they lost one of their starting guards, Trayvon Jackson, to a broken foot. Well, Jackson's still out. Kaminsky came back to the lineup on Saturday against Nebraska at home, and they beat the Cornhuskers by 15 points. Iowa's coming off a 9-point home win against Ohio State, which allowed them to sweep the season series from the Buckeyes. And in their last road game, they won by 2 at Minnesota. But here's the thing with Iowa. I still don't understand how Iowa lost by 15 points at home in early December to Iowa State. And then a few days later, or 8 days later, they lost to Northern Iowa, back-to-back home games. How do you lose those both? Their only loss in Big Ten play so far this season came against Michigan State, a big physical team that took care of business. Wisconsin is a big physical team, strong front line. Now, it's not that Iowa doesn't have the bigs, but I think Wisconsin is bigger. And when I looked at this Iowa team, also lost and struggled on the boards against Texas earlier this season, I think that's going to be the difference here. So I'm going to go with Wisconsin, a team that's very efficient. As you know, they only commit an average of 8 turnovers a game. You know their opponents are only shooting on average 12.4 free throws a game. And why that is significant is that Iowa goes to the line about 23 times a game. But here you have a team that doesn't turn the ball over and doesn't commit stupid, costly fouls, which often, as you know, just lead to giving free points to the opponent. So I'm willing to lay the points with the Badgers in this one. The other interesting game is Georgia at home against Mississippi. Both of these teams coming off huge wins. Georgia 12-point home win over Florida on Saturday to snap the Gators' 24-game SEC winning streak. Meanwhile, Mississippi, remember, they opened the SEC a road portion of their season with that overtime 3-point loss at Kentucky. Well, they found themselves Saturday at Arkansas. And, you know, the Razorbacks had just been a phenomenal run at home over the past few years. What did they do? They went wire to wire and blew out the Arkansas Razorbacks at home in that game as an 8.5 to 9-point dog. They won it going away 96 to 82. They shot a season best 56.4% in the game. They entered the game hitting just 41.3% of their shots on the season. Now, law of averages to me dictates tonight that you got to go with Georgia. Because although both teams can certainly suffer a letdown after their big wins on Saturday, at least Georgia is at home. And plus, the law of averages says to me that a team like Mississippi that shot over 15% better from the field on Saturday than its season average, a season that has a good 15 games under its belt already, well, I say they return to earth. And listen, it's very hard to win in Athens. Georgia just one home loss on the season. So even though Ole Miss is 5-0 ATS on the road this season, I'm going to go with Georgia, 8-1 at home. Pretty cheap price, laying 3.5 to 4. And Georgia and Wisconsin are your 2 free picks for today. Best of luck to y'all, guys. And I'll catch you again tomorrow here and on VegasSportsAdvisors.com.